kind of society we live in today, it's it's unbelievable. I'm telling you, the society we live in today, it's a society where there are no more morals. This thing called shame has completely deluded the society. We no longer know what shame is. Things that you will do and you'll be terribly ashamed, or normally in the same society, you'll be terribly ashamed to even talk about it, or you'll be so ashamed to even that. So even the people if you have someone like that you can confide in, this thing called best friend, you wouldn't want anyone else to hear about it, and you'll be devastated if that your friend eventually talk about this thing to someone else. These are the things that we do now, and we come out to talk about them as if it's a normal thing. We come out to discuss these things, and sometimes it's like, you know, let me give you an instance. Maybe you understand what I mean. I may not remember the story of, you know, because I know by Lambo, is that why you're shouting? Where Sophie, a lady called Sophie, came out to call Bonaboy out. That Bonaboy promised her a Lamborghini, and then he slept with her and refused to buy the Lambo. This is a kind of thing where it's like you went and committed a crime. I'm giving an analogy. You went and committed a crime, and you were cheated in that crime. And then you come out publicly on social media and said, me and this my friend went to, you guys come and be the judge of this thing. No? Me and this my friend went out, and we went and grew up someone. And then in sharing those things, the person cheated me. You know what I mean? So, when this lady came out to talk about this thing, guess what? A lot of people supported her. A lot of people supported her. They're calling out, instead of calling out that shameless act of trading your body for something else. You know, People were supporting her, and try to call Bravo to keep to his promise. Recently there's a story about Doris Ogala, the actress, who is calling out a pastor who she said, yeah, I know, she want to get her own pound of flesh. If that story is actually true, she want to get her own pound of flesh, so she doesn't mind going. Like though that somebody will say, you wanted to go to the floor, go to the floor. You can go as dirty or lower to whatever any level to, to get that part of flesh. You know, so you were married. I was sleeping with a pastor, and that pastor told you to leave your marriage. You had whether abortion or miscarriage for him, and these are things you can boldly come out to talk about, and these are things that normally it should be maybe among friends or families, a few people from your closest circle knowing about these things, or trying to broker peace, or try to do whatever they have to do to get that justice you are looking for, you know. But someone will come out on social media, on the internet, where people have where people can save these videos, they can share it, and they can search for it 10, 20 years from now. I come and talk about those things. Someone will come and it's like, seriously, guys, the society that we live in these days, I don't know if the social media is the cause, or the fact that we don't have morals again, or the fact that we've traded shame for. I don't know what we are trading it for, honestly. I am not here to make jest of whatever situation Doris found herself, or whatever pain she may be going through right now. But the fact that things that if you do these things, okay, for example, it's like how do I even put this thing? You're a hookup girl. Most of these things are things that ordinarily shows. I'm deliberately picking up the kind of things I'm picking because these are things that even though people do it, the society does not accept it as a norm. And when you are doing them, you should be doing them hiddenly, secretly, so that people not even get to know about them. It's like someone who goes to the club, goes, is a stripper, and then on Sunday she goes to church. So that kind of a life is. Even though I don't encourage a double life, but if you are living that kind of a life, that's a part of you that you wouldn't want anyone to know. Family members, pastors, people that look up to you, or people that you respect. But these days, anyone can go on social media and talk about just anything. Anything. Somebody will come on social media and talk about how she, like I saw a post of a lady talking about how she had only just one body count when she before she became a air hostess, and now that she's air hostess. She has slept with the captain is the Lord. She slept with nine. I saw a lot of things. A lot of things I can't even remember, identify the symbols she even used to the numbers of people she has slept with. These are things that you want. These are secrets that normally you want to go with, die with. But now in a society that now permits almost everything is now a norm. Now people come out to talk about these things openly. And guess what? They have supporters. They have people who will hail them. People who will praise them for those things they did. This is crazy, man. It's unbelievable, honestly. And I begin to think 10, 15 years from now, I don't know what this society will turn into. Because the things we permit, the things we celebrate, the things we accept, there's no more moral standing. There's no more what do you call it? A moral bar. A standard for measuring morality, because that line is completely blurred. It's a crazy world that we live in now, honestly. It is unbelievable. Somebody will come out and talk about how they have used her to seduce other pastors, how they have used her, and how would you even think that a man who will use you to do the kind of things will end up trusting you or end up making you his wife? Why would you even think that it's someone who calls himself a pastor and is involved in certain things like that, and getting you involved in them, will respect you enough to make you his wife in the future? We are in a difficult time. The era that we are in right now, I can't even describe it, honestly.